Hey guys, today we've got some incredibly exciting updates regarding NIO and its European ambitions. If you've been following the electric vehicle space, you'll know that NIO has been struggling to gain traction in Europe, largely due to harsh tariff barriers. But now, it seems like a new chapter is about to begin, and it's all thanks to their newly launched sub-brand, Firefly. There's a major shift happening right now, and the developments we're seeing could completely change NIO's fortunes on the continent. So, buckle up as we take a closer look at how Firefly's entry into Europe might be the breakthrough NIO has been waiting for. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. Let's start with the obvious challenge. NIO's main brand has faced a tough time in Europe, and most of that boils down to tariffs. The European Commission introduced higher duties last year, and NIO found itself slapped with an additional tariff of about 20.7% or 20.9% on top of the already existing charges. When you combine those tariffs with the high cost of NIO's premium EVs, plus the added shipping expenses from China, you can easily see why European consumers haven't been lining up to buy NIO cars. Think about the situation from NIO's perspective for a moment. Selling a premium vehicle in a market weighed down by steep tariffs and high shipping costs makes it incredibly difficult to compete, especially when local and European manufacturers are offering more affordable, tariff-free alternatives. But that's exactly where the Firefly sub-brand enters the picture. In April this year, NIO officially launched Firefly, a more budget-friendly EV line aimed at the mass market. And get this, in China, Firefly's pricing starts as low as $11,000 without the battery, or around $16,000 with it included. Those are game-changing numbers when you consider what you're getting for the price. Even more exciting is the fact that we now know the expected starting price for Firefly in Norway. It'll be around $26,000. That's still incredibly competitive, especially when you factor in the tech, design, and features NIO typically includes even in their lower-cost models. So, why does all this matter? Well, beginning on August 14th, NIO is officially kicking off deliveries of Firefly vehicles in both the Netherlands and Norway. And this is a really big deal, especially in Norway's case. See, Norway chose not to join the rest of Europe in raising tariffs on Chinese EVs, and that puts NIO in a much more favorable position there. Norway has always been an early adopter of EVs, and their government is pro-EV with generous incentives, so this could be the ideal launchpad for Firefly's European success. And what about the Netherlands? Well, the Netherlands is another progressive EV market, and interest in affordable yet high-tech electric vehicles is on the rise. If NIO plays its cards right, it could build real momentum across both markets, creating a ripple effect throughout the rest of Europe. But here's where things get even more interesting: battery swapping. We've known for a while that NIO is pushing battery swapping as a core part of their ecosystem. The idea is simple: swap your depleted battery for a fully charged one in a matter of minutes instead of waiting for a traditional charge. It's one of the key selling points for NIO. But up until now, Firefly vehicles haven't been fully compatible with NIO's existing battery swap infrastructure. That's about to change. Starting early next year, NIO is expected to roll out its 5th-generation battery swap stations. These new stations will support Firefly vehicles as well, finally closing the loop and integrating the new sub-brand into the wider NIO ecosystem. That means better convenience, faster turnaround times, and an even more compelling reason for consumers to go with Firefly over competing models. And let's not forget, these developments are all part of a much bigger strategy. While Firefly is entering Europe first, NIO's other sub-brand Envo is also on the roadmap for European expansion. Combined, these two brands could be exactly what NIO needs to gain real market share and credibility in Europe. In fact, if things go well, these models could help NIO reach a very important milestone: 5,000 vehicle deliveries per month in Europe. Why is that number so critical? Because that's the benchmark NIO has set before it commits to building a production facility on European soil. Right now, all vehicles are shipped from China, which, as we discussed earlier, drives up costs. But once NIO hits that 5K unit target, they'll seriously consider opening a factory in Europe. And if that happens, game changer. Producing cars locally would eliminate shipping expenses, drastically reduce tariffs, and allow NIO to price its vehicles far more competitively. It would also give them the ability to respond faster to regional market demand and streamline their European operations. To be clear, Europe might not deliver record-shattering numbers right away. This will be a gradual climb. But once the 5th-gen battery swap stations roll out, and once the Firefly and Envo models gain momentum, things could escalate quickly. Here's another positive indicator. Firefly is already seeing strong interest in China. Just last week alone, it logged nearly 780 insurance registrations. That's a strong sign of growing demand, and if that enthusiasm spills over into Europe, it could be the beginning of something very promising. And speaking of expansion, even though NIO doesn't yet have its own stores in every European country, it's been very smart about partnerships. In markets where it doesn't have a direct presence, NIO is collaborating with local dealerships and distributors to get its cars in front of consumers. This model has already shown good results for other EV makers like XPeng, and it allows NIO to scale more flexibly and at lower cost. Eventually, one manufacturing hub in Europe could produce all 3 lines, the main NIO brand, Envo, and Firefly. This kind of setup would not only optimize efficiency but also slash pricing, making NIO vehicles more appealing to budget-conscious buyers across the continent. So, what can we take away from all this? Well, the challenges are still their tariffs, shipping costs, and early-stage market penetration, but the strategy is evolving. Firefly is entering the scene at just the right time. Affordable, smartly designed, and soon to be fully compatible with NIO's battery swap system. Firefly could be the breakthrough brand that helps NIO finally establish a solid foothold in Europe. With deliveries beginning in Norway and the Netherlands on August 14th, we're about to witness the first big test of that theory. If it goes well, we could see NIO's broader European ambitions really take off, perhaps even leading to that long-awaited local factory. Let's keep an eye on those delivery numbers. If NIO and Firefly can ramp up to 5K monthly units, a lot of doors will open and fast. So what do you think? Will Firefly turn things around for NIO in Europe? Will this be the spark that leads to full-scale European production? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on it. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.